Ladies and gentlemen, by way of introduction,
I don't think any words can explain a man's life.
The broadcasting system and its affiliated stations present
Columbia Network takes pride in presenting...
We take you now to Grover's Mill, New Jersey.
Ladies and gentlemen, the director of the Mercury Theater and star of these broadcasts.
It was a voice. Just a voice. I never really saw him. He was only
the hero,
Orson Welles,
a great lover,
Orson Welles,
and a dirty dog.
Orson Welles.
Good morning, this is Orson Welles speaking.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Orson Welles.
This is Orson Welles, ladies and gentlemen.
This is Orson Welles speaking.
I'm a Unicron.
Well, here it is. If anybody wants to see it.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you this breaking news announcement. Normally, this is the Welles University podcast, a show where we have a class about Orson Welles. Have we been off for a few weeks? Yes, we have. One of your TAs has been immensely busy. Sorry.
Yeah, shame on you for being so talented.
Damn it. It is my curse. The albatross around my neck.
Yes.
I am one of your TAs, Stephen Foxworthy. My pronouns, he, him.
Hopes thou, she, her. And this is your reminder to drink some water.
Oh, God, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that reminder. That was very timely. Good. And normally this is Welles University. We are still deep in research for our upcoming Voodoo Macbeth episode. Let me ask you live on the mic, Hope. What's the status of our potential guest for that episode?
I'm pretty sure we are golden to go for that.
Hell yes. Yeah. Very excited. So look forward to a guest lecturer for that class. However, because we haven't talked to each other in over a month at this point, we really just wanted to hang out for a little bit. But also a lot of news has broken in the Orson Welles community. And so we're basically just here to talk because we realized we could probably fill an entire episode with the news breaks that have happened within the past few weeks since we've recorded last. So we said, what the hell? Let's just sit down and record some news briefs. The most recent of which I discovered as I was sitting down to record this episode from Nerdist.com. Some rare Orson Welles War of the Worlds interview has resurfaced from a 1955 BBC interview he gave. He talked about the 1939 Mercury Theater on the air performance of War of the Worlds, which is, we'll talk about it within the next year, which I know is my dear friend Hope's entry in to Orson Welles, as it were.
It's my favorite. I'm so excited for that. We're going to talk about that a lot. And my God, they know how to tease a girl, just dropping the War of the Worlds new interview the month before Halloween.
Right?
Fuck.
I was going to say, this is technically our first special episode, but I have a feeling that might not be the last one we record this year. And by we, I mean
boy.
Specifically.
Yeah, it's going to be just an hour of ASMR of me leaving my field recorder in the field at Grover's Mill. And I'll stitch in some laser sound effects and screaming in the background.
I love that for you.
Thanks.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I was going to mention at the top of this, from starting now, from this point forward, and hopefully we found the audio, or Tucker has found the audio, but this is now a segment that we are going to call
News on the March.
And with any luck, you just heard the sound from Citizen Kane instead of my voice.
Man, there's not even a prosthenium like there is in the Muppet Show on this show. We're breaking that fourth wall constantly.
I know. I know. Are we the worst? Maybe. But maybe we're also the best.
Am I the heel?
Are we the baddies?
Time will tell. Time will tell on that question, certainly. But as far as being the best, we'll be the best when we complete the 10 years of this podcast. Right now, we're still in year 1. We have nothing to brag about now. We are in early days.
We're not even, we have technically been recording this podcast for a year. Off and on, fits and starts.
Oh
But
boy.
we've technically only been recording this for about a year. We've only been released for about 4 months.
Okay.
So,
Well, before we really get like celebratory about doing a thing for less than a year,
right.
let's talk about this fucking news, because I just feel my bile and adrenaline rising for the final article of news we will be discussing.
Yes. So we're teasing it because we have not had a chance to view this interview yet.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling we're going to be circling back to this interview more when we get closer to talking about the War of the Worlds.
Yeah, I am hitting play the instant we hit end on this call. So yes.
That's more or less what that is. So moving on to the next piece of news. Stand by for news. My grandmother was a huge Paul Harvey fan, and that was his line. Hello, America. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news. And his voice would always crack when he would do news, which I found really funny. But yeah, I'm currently translating the article with Google because this is a French article, because there is a French exhibition to mark the 40th anniversary of the death of Orson Welles that will be opening at the Cinémathèque Française in Paris, France. It will open on October the 8th, which should be within probably a week of when this episode actually ends up dropping, to January 11th, 2026. It will commemorate various aspects of Welles's life. The retrospective itself will include feature films, some of which are offered in different edits, unfinished films, including Don Quixote and The Deep, films made for television, like filming Othello, Around the World with Orson Welles, Welles's actor performances, including The Third Man and The Evil Genius, documentaries about Welles, and special screenings, including rarities. In December 2025, there will be a Rita Hayworth exhibition, and also educational activity and many meetings and conferences with Welles specialists, including Frederick Bonnard, Simon Callow, whose work we've referenced on this podcast many times, Francois Thomas, Steve Rimbaud. I'm butchering all of these, and I apologize.
Better you than me.
Stefan Dressler, Jean-Philippe Triaz, and to be confirmed, Julie Vatin-Corfdier and Oya Kodar, the mistress of the late Orson Welles.
Yeah. Orson Welles specialist Oya Kodar.
Yeah.
I'd say she's a specialist.
I'd say she's a little more than a specialist. She's overly qualified to be a specialist, as it were.
I would say she is the specialist of them all. So yes. Yes.
Why is that so funny?
I've studied Orson Welles. I interviewed Orson Welles. I worked with Orson Welles.
She studied every inch of Orson Welles. Yeah. Literally studied every inch of Orson Welles.
She riced alive the cheek of that title granted to her. That is hysterical. I will also want to say now, but we, of course, representing Wells University, will be at this retrospective. And if you can find us very specifically in the screening of The Third Man with the subtitles for the hearing impaired, we will grant you one wish if you can find us in that one specific screening.
Be on the lookout. Yeah. And if you are involved in that retrospective or visit that retrospective, let us know. Shoot us an email, wellsupod@gmail.com. We'd actually love to hear about your experiences at the retrospective.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it out to Paris other than that one screening of The Third Man.
Other than that. Well, I mean, we'll dip in and out real quick. Yeah, certainly. But
always leave them wanting more, Hope. Always leave them wanting more.
Cinematheque, if you want us to have a booth, I mean, we're cheap dates.
100%. Literally fly us out there and we'll take care of the rest.
We're specialists.
We're
not
Orson
Welles, right? But we're special. Yeah.
We sure are. Boy, howdy. I mean, I don't know of too many other Orson Welles podcasts that aren't just like radio clips and like re-releases of old Mercury Theater episodes. So.
I like how we're doing this to celebrate specifically his death.
That is interesting.
The 40th anniversary of his death. It's Easter to the May 15th. I want to say 15th Christmas.
May 5th.
May 5th.
No,
I knew there were 5 in there.
6th. Sorry.
God damn it.
My partner's birthday is May 5th. Orson's is May 6th.
You fucked up.
I did.
No, this looks fun as hell.
Yeah, I mean, this honestly, it reminds me a lot of the Wells Symposium that I went to that we talked about on our last released episode that we recorded over a month ago. A month and a half ago, as it were. So, but no, I like it reminds me a lot of that, like just in terms, which was in honor of Wells's 100th birthday.
Yes.
So, anniversary of the 100 years of his birth and the anniversary of 40 years of his death. So, go figure. But yeah, no, would be really fun to be a part of. I kind of wish they were doing something like that in this country. But we don't celebrate our heroes anymore. We bastardize and butcher them.
We used to be a proper country.
We used to be a true country.
Now it's all Batman and TikToks.
And one of those things is definitely better than the other, and I'll let you figure out which is which, listener. So let's move on to our third piece of news, which is that earlier this month, as of the recording of this episode, we're recording this literally on the final day of September, but earlier this month, a longtime friend of Orson Welles and interviewer of Welles for the book My Lunches with Orson, which is a text that I have and one that I may or may not be purchasing for Hope for her birthday upcoming.
Spoilers.
Don't tell yourself. This is a secret.
I'll forget by tomorrow morning.
I'm sure you will. You've already done at least one bong rip tonight. It's fine that I've seen.
One.
Speaking of which. But Henry Jaglom, the independent filmmaker and I guess maybe kind of the young filmmaker that Welles adopted as a protege after Bogdanovich and he had their falling out. He passed away earlier this month at the age of 87. He is also the filmmaker who directed Wells's final live performance and final released film, Someone to Love. In which Welles plays, let me just check my notes here, a film director who is aging. The role he was born to play.
It sounds a lot like the pitch for Clerks 3, you know?
Honestly, yes. Yeah. I mean, look, did that movie make me cry? Absolutely. Is it good? Not really, but did I have a deep emotional connection to Clerks 3? Yes. Yeah. And am I going to talk about why while I'm recording a podcast? Nope. Sure I'm not.
Am I going to say that I smoked weed with my dad in front of the Quick Stop in Leonardo, New Jersey? Yes, I am. It's pretty great.
I love that for you. Yeah. I really do love that for you.
Check our socials for a video of my dad in front of the Quick Stop with his hood up saying, $15, little man, put that cash in my hand. Does he say shit? He says, put that shit in my hand.
That's what he said. Yeah, put that shit in my hand. And if that money doesn't show, then you owe me, my jungle love. Was I obsessed with Kevin Smith at a young age? Yep. Hope, if I ever make it out to New Jersey, you and I need to recreate that scene with you as Jay and me as Silent Bob.
Dude, it's going to be part of the road trip when we go to Grover's Mill. So yeah, no, I've already got this planned. Man. I'm ahead of you. You're good. You're good.
This is why I love you. One of the many reasons why I love you.
I'm going to take care of you.
You're the best. We're gonna get you best.
We're going to get you a cheesesteak. We're going to get you a hoagie.
Hopefully in the same meal.
We're going to get you to say fuck the Cowboys. And
I'm a fan of all of this.
Maybe we'll throw a battery at Santa Claus, depending on the season. Who knows?
Let me ask you this. Does Philly have its own like bizarre alcohol the way that Chicago does?
Now you're asking exactly the wrong person. Bex would know this much better than I do because I am not really much of a drinker or creative in the kitchen at all. I'm not much of a drinker, contrary to what this podcast would have you understand about me.
Of the two of us, I am the drinker. You are the smoker. Well, let's make that very clear.
Yes. Nights and weekends, kids.
Correct.
No, just don't look anybody in the eye and you'll be fine.
Okay. I mean, I live near enough to Chicago. I know that's the rule. And I've got your Chicago trip planned. Whenever you make it out to Chicago, I'm getting you an Italian beef. I'm getting you a Chicago dog. We're getting a shot of Malort. Actually, we're going to do a Chicago handshake with a shot of Malort and a tall boy of old style. Yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to have a great time.
Now, I am extremely excited, legitimately.
I know Malort has been like, ever since I introduced you to Malort on the DuckTakes podcast, it's kind of been a mild obsession of yours. Unfortunately, it is
every night I go to bed
near Philadelphia, or I would have DoorDashed you a bottle of it by now. But no one in Philadelphia fucking sells it.
Fucking monsters. I cannot tell you. What I can tell you is that we have an overabundance of gritty and people who are already ready to take ice out at the kneecaps with whatever is on hand. If we haven't already, and you can look this up, strip the copper wiring from the cable of a fucking vibrator and left it out in the middle of the street. God love you, Philly, never change. All right. So I feel a little silly doing like an in memoriam to dearly departed Henry Jaglom, because I am very unfamiliar with his work outside of getting it secondhand from you so far.
Correct. And I'm going to be honest with you, Hope. I also have not seen any of his films. Yeah. However, I can tell you this for free. Someone to Love, Welles's final live acting performance, is currently streaming on Fossum and the Roku channel, free with ads. So they are available to watch as of right now.
Interesting.
That film is available to watch. You can also rent it from Prime Video for as low as $2 if you do not want to watch it with ads.
Do you happen to know what year that came out?
1987. So the year after Transformers the movie.
Okay. So he didn't end with that.
Well, I will say Transformers the movie was his final recorded performance. Okay. Someone to Love was his final released performance.
Fair enough.
So therein lies the distinction.
All right. Well, it's not my normal shopping venue, so I guess I'll use the things that you said.
But there, I mean, like Henry Jaglom, again, he released a number of films, none of which I've actually ever seen. But he has a number of directorial credits, but he is a kind of a renowned and celebrated independent film director and was doing independent film in the 70s and 80s. Like he's kind of one of the children of Hopper in a lot of ways. Like, with, Dennis Hopper, Easy Rider kind of paves the way for a lot of young filmmakers coming up in Hollywood. Jaglom, unlike a lot of the guys who went mainstream, never really did. He kind of always stuck to the independent cinema sphere. And so as a result, it's a lot of his films, I think, have flown under mainstream radar for a long time. And I will say, again, my familiarity with Henry Jaglom comes exclusively in relation to Orson Welles, because that is my singular obsession, is Orson Welles. I like other things as well, but Orson, I'm a Welles enthusiast, let's say. But yeah, again, Jaglom I know solely because of his relationship with Welles. Like I knew he was a director, but I had never actually engaged with any of his stuff.
I think people will forgive us. We are Orson Welles lunatics. We're not necessarily, appearances aside, we are not necessarily cinemaphiles of the highest caliber. So,
I mean, I like cinema fine, but I've got a lot of blind spots. I came to it later than most. My cinephilia is something I adopted. I was not born in the dark.
All right. And my most anticipated movie of this year is Predator Badlands. So that should tell you a lot. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It looks like a Buddy Road picture with a legless Fanning, and there's a power loader in it. So I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm sold. Let's go.
Hope, would you like to come on a horror franchise podcast and talk about one of the Alien versus Predator films?
I wouldn't say no.
Because I may have an offer for you once this podcast is done recording.
Oh boy. Okay. Should I make that note of that so I don't embarrass myself later? 1830. Embarrassing. Good. All right. All right, P. Henry. I'm excited to learning about your lunches.
Yeah, and I will absolutely be checking out Someone to Love, hopefully sooner rather than later. And of course, it's probably something we'll end up covering in 10 years when we start winding this podcast down. As it is, again, the final live action film credit of Orson Welles. So,
oh boy. Yeah, we'll only have about 2 more years left on the podcast after that.
Right. Way we're going, yes.
I mean, we're going to do every chronological episode and appearance of Pinky and the Brain. So
Pinky and the Brain in this economy?
And we're going to stretch it out because we really need to make this last for really decades here. We're going to do a by the minute podcast of Tim Burton's Ed Wood, in which Orson Welles has a cameo as both Maurice LaMarche and Vincent D'Onofrio, but it's going to be 1 minute every 2 weeks.
I find it hilarious that both of those men went on to play other adaptations of Orson Welles at various points. Maurice LaMarche as the Brain, and Vincent D'Onofrio in 5 Minutes, Mr. Wells. Another short film we will cover on this podcast.
Mr. D'Onofrio can kind of do whatever he likes at this point. I'm in it to win it with whatever he's got in the bag.
Vincent D'Onofrio is one of those like when's he bad performers. Like he's
when I was a boy, just like
I was a boy.
Fuck,
like
God damn it!
I remember
then he shows up in Jurassic Park, and you're like, "That's the Kingpin."
Yeah,
what's going on, man?
But also the bug wearing the Egger suit.
Give me sugar in water.
When's he bad? Vincent D'Onofrio is fucking amazing all the time, always. Love Vincent D'Onofrio. So yeah, I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to covering both Ed Wood, an episode I'm sure Tucker will insist on guesting. Our editor Tucker, thank you, Tucker. We love you.
Thank you, Tucker.
I'm sure he will insist on guesting on that episode, and then also on 5 Minutes, Mr. Wells. So yeah. Hope cool. 20 minutes into the podcast, it's time.
Hulk out time? Is it time to Hulk out?
It's time for Hope to get really, really pissed really, really fast, because the biggest piece of Wells news, and this literally dropped like the week after we recorded our last episode. So we didn't even it wasn't even on our radar when we recorded that episode. Is the news from first reported by the Hollywood Reporter that a AI company called Showrunner, led by one Edward Sachi, is going to test their AI software to reconstruct the missing 43 minutes of the Orson Welles. It's been being called a masterpiece by a lot of people, and I would argue if it's such a masterpiece, then why do we think we can improve it? The Magnificent Ambersons from 1942, a film that we will cover probably here in probably 2 years, I'm going to guess. And I already have a guest lined up for that episode. We're apparently going to get an AI recreation of 43 minutes of omitted footage, a film that was notoriously, famously, historically meddled with by the studio. One of the most egregious early examples of studio meddling in cinema history, on a film in which Welles was contracted to have final cut. They're going to use AI to reconstruct the missing footage from that film. Hope, thoughts? It's all been building to this, friends.
The Cylons were created by man. They evolved. They rebelled. There are many copies. And they have a plan. Now, I need to take this article almost line by line. I tried to take notes. I tried to be a good podcaster and take notes and think critically about this, but I opened the article and I went blind with rage. Since the rise of generative artificial intelligence is 2022, has it been that long? It's only been 3 years, huh?
And it's, I mean, look, Skynet is already like on the horizon. It's been 3 years and Skynet is not just a possibility at this point, an inevitability.
Stephen, I watch so much science fiction.
I
know. Man,
you and me both, girl. You and me both.
I was reading a lot of Isaac Asimov in the 5th grade. I don't know what to tell you, dog.
Fuck, that explains so much.
Doesn't it? 3 laws safe. Technology has mostly been plugged into parts of the production pipeline as far as its deployment in Hollywood. Think visual effects, dubbing, and storyboarding. As it stands, those are all things that artists do. I would like to point
Correct.
out. As it stands, it's mostly thought of as a tool to streamline certain processes and cut costs. What costs? Paying your workers. They're
Correct.
Not there. This is
Deep breath. I know you're going to get more and more enraged. We will, by the way, include links to all of these articles that we're referencing in our show notes for this.
So the there's a company called Showrunner.
They're branding themselves the Netflix of AI.
Right, and they are backed by Amazon, and
as if we needed another reason.
They're going to restore Amazon. Now. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. It developed a new AI model designed to generate long, complex narratives. Why? Ultimately building towards a feature-length live-action films. Okay. It will not be live action, like right off the bat. It's not live action. It's AI. It's not live action.
That's like fucking Disney calling AI. The Lion King remake a live action Lion King. This is nothing about that is live action. It is all computer generated.
Yeah. What the fuck was the Final Fantasy movie? Not Advent Children, the other one.
Future episode of the Disenfranchised podcast.
Neat.
Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within.
Now, it's going to be a platform completely dedicated to AI content that allows users to create their own episodes of TV shows with just a prompt of just a couple of words. Okay, so you're going to be able to make episodes of The Jeffersons again. I'm very excited for you. This is, yeah. I'm sure this technology will be used for completely innocent purposes and certainly won't have something horrible. And of course, the thing that I'm going to improv off the top of my head is very horrible. And I'm not going to say it out loud because that's what it's going to be used for. It's just what it's going to be used for. Over the next 2 years, it will be utilized to recreate Welles' follow-up to Citizen Kane, a chunk of it's going to restore the 43 minutes missing to the Magnificent Ambersons.
So
now
again,
to provide
context.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I mean, this entire show is context on Orson Welles, but you go your thing first.
I mean, again, we're going to talk about this in a couple of years when we get to Magnificent Ambersons, but Welles is called away by literally the president of the United States at the time on a goodwill mission to make a film in South America called It's All True to strengthen relationships between the United States and Latin America as a means of uniting against fascism in Europe and the Second World War. He has already filmed The Magnificent Ambersons, and while he is away in Brazil, RKO, who is regretting after Citizen Kane their decision to give him a 3-picture $1 million deal with Final Cut on everything, decides to start reshooting footage, re-editing, and then ultimately just actively destroying the footage he's already shot that they don't like and completely recreating the film whole cloth while he's in another country on a goodwill mission for the United States.
Right.
He's getting telegrams from his actors saying, hey, we're being called in to reshoot. What should we do? And he, again, in another country, can't really do anything or say anything. Again, this is all context we will get into. But ultimately the version of the Magnificent Ambersons that is released is widely regarded as not Wells's cut of the film. That is the context. Hope, continue.
I understand. Now, this is getting into something that's very personal to me, but it's the CEO Edward Saatchi. If you want to look him up, he's got an IMDb. It's nothing you've ever heard of, and he is a producer, and I don't like him. But he says that as the Netflix of AI, in which users can interact with and make fan fiction-esque versions of the intellectual property they're watching. Now, look, I read, this is not a secret, a shitload of fan fiction. The great irony is that my hobby of podcasting, and specifically my hobby of podcasting about fan fiction, intrudes on a lot of my fan fiction reading time. I'm right in the middle of a really sweet part of a story right now, and I'm talking about AI. Guess which one I'd rather be doing? Stephen, I love you. I'm sorry. Guess which one I'd rather be doing?
Hope, I totally understand. And I love you, and I'm sorry.
People are doing art for free, and it's beautiful, and it's no less worthy because it's fan fiction. God damn it. You can learn anything from anywhere. Somebody summed it up perfectly on Tumblr. It was something like, I don't need a multi-million-dollar series to know what Obi-Wan Kenobi was up to 20 years later. I'll just ask a fucking sad teenager from the Midwest like anybody else. People are doing
God, there's so many of those.
People are doing these things out of passion for the thing they love, for free for you to read. Why would you need this? Okay, I can't harp on that for too long. They see a marketplace for it. Oh no, sorry. This is the so I started yelling fuck you at my phone by the time I hit that point in the article.
Yeah.
But then this next paragraph really just floats my boat. I got to tell you. This thing frosts my cake.
That seems like a better euphemism there.
Oh boy. The effort won't be commercialized because showrunner hasn't obtained the rights to the film from Warner Brothers Discovery or Concord. If they, quote, see a marketplace for it and the path for it outside an academic context, then of course they have ownership of it. Saatchi says, the goal isn't to commercialize the 43 minutes, but to see them exist in the world after 80 years of people asking, might this have been the best film ever made in its original form? Fuck you. Fuck
we'll never
about
fucking
you.
know, because that's not its original form, bitch.
Okay, well, we'll get into that in a hot minute, because the article does go on to detail how they plan on making this shit show, which fascinates me even more, I have to say. But, like, they don't even own the goddamn thing. This isn't like trying to rescue some lost silent film that only exists in testimony or anything, something that is well within the public domain. If you were doing an academic context, you would go for one of those because they're in the fucking public domain. This is entirely a publicity stunt by going after Orson fucking Welles. Fuck these assholes. You don't even own the goddamn thing. It's theft through and through. Eat a dick. Now, let me take a swig of water. Okay. It goes on to provide more context about. Side note, I do want to give credit to the author of this article, Winston Show, because you're seeing little passive-aggressive digs at this entire thing, or at least that's how I'm reading them.
We should mention this is the article from the Hollywood Reporter.
From the Hollywood Reporter. So I do want to, like, if I'm reading into this too far, I apologize, but this is just the way I read the text on the screen. But he says specifically, the endeavor marks the text's further encroachment onto Hollywood as it eyes the exploitation of AI tools. Encroachment's a fun word to use there.
Yes.
There's a paragraph down here, and let me see if I can find the exact one, because my God, it caught me off guard. Control F. Stephen, make a note of the timestamp, would you?
33:55.
Thank you. Oh, no, this is in the other article. Hang on. I'm thinking of the other article.
The Welles response, the Welles
yes,
State
here.
response
Now,
article.
I'm going to jump over to this real fast, just while I'm on the subject. But this is the Variety article by J. Kim Murphy.
Which we will get to here momentarily.
We will get into it better detail in a moment. But this is a paragraph I want to jump to right now. As I see these live people writing these articles being mad about having to write things about AI writing things. Along with unveiling his plans for Ambersons, Saatchi touted showrunners' abilities by stating that the AI platform has already generated new episodes of South Park. First off, why would you do this? What of all things?
South Park already did an AI episode too. That's the funniest thing, is that they literally made ChatGPT write a fucking episode of South Park. It's out there. It exists.
I'm going to be completely honest. That might just be the peak of AI's abilities in terms of writing creations, depending on what season you're looking at, I think. The interview also featured an AI-generated animated recreation of a Squawk Box episode in which the hosts interview an AI robot styled like a Terminator, which Saatchi describes as funny. The text on the screen, which Saatchi described as funny, just this flat text of putting the just funny in quotes, it's just perfect.
It's actually funny in point of fact.
Yeah. That sounds terrifying, and I hate it. Later, the CEO said that the company's technology could mark potentially the end of human creativity, predicting a world where we enjoy entertainment created by AI. That's literally this. It's the torment nexus.
I was going to say,
torment nexus.
Everything about AI is the fucking torment nexus.
36. We need a sound drop for torment nexus.
Hope, would you care to explain torment nexus to our listeners who may not be as actively online as people like you and I are?
It might have supplanted my favorite tweet of all time, which was, of course, up until recently, the name's Bond. Bond. Okay, well, hang on, excuse me. James Bond's the James Bond. Are you okay? James Bond's coughing's drunk. I can't get through it without laughing. It's amazing.
One of my favorites is always the milkshake duck one. Is always is perennially one of my favorites. We were going to inform you the duck is racist.
Sci-fi author. Sorry, this is a tweet by Alex Bleckman.
From November 8th, 2021. We are fast approaching the 4-year anniversary of this tweet.
Happy birthday to this tweet. Sci-fi author. In my book, I invented the torment nexus as a cautionary tale. Tech company. At long last, we have created the torment nexus from classic sci-fi novel Don't Create the Torment Nexus. Stephen, do you know me and my buddies at my day job, because this shit don't pay, me and my buddies at my day job, we all walk around and we're all listening to music. We're not allowed to wear headphones because it's a big warehouse environment and you need to have at least some semblance of hearing.
Sure.
You've got ear protection as a whole thing, but we are allowed earbuds. And we're just in Fahrenheit 451 at this point. Every
Honestly,
time I look
yes.
at those, I think, the seashell. Oh no.
I mean, it's either that or it's Brave New World. The idea that the entertainments are there, and the entertainments and the drugs are there to distract us from what's really happening.
I mean, that's true. That's just true.
Yeah.
That's just true anyway, and it has been for some time now.
I mean, look, Aldous Huxley, that dude might have known a thing or two. That's all I'm saying.
So, to get back on topic, as best as I can, there was one of the articles goes on to detail approximately how they're planning on shooting this movie. Here we go. Here it is. Showrunners Endeavor will deploy a fusion of AI and traditional film techniques to reconstruct the lost footage. This includes shooting some sequences with live actors, with plans to use face and pose transfer techniques with AI tools to preserve the likeness of the original actors in the movie.
Which Marvel has been doing for fucking years.
I mean, we've already been doing that with this fucking face replacement for like stunt doubles,
Yes.
which I get as a safety thing. Let's be
Sure.
real. I'm going to say now, just while I'm in the middle of being mad about AI, I like AI when it's predicting fucking cancer in shit. I don't like AI when it's replacing the arts.
Correct.
Yeah, there's a place for AI. This is not the place for AI.
No.
And by the way, for future Synthians that might be listening to this episode, I mean AI as it is in the common vernacular at this moment, which is just kind of predictive auto text, not true synthetic intelligence. Yes.
And I mean,
very different.
Look, there is, because at this
I
point,
fully believe the robots are
it's
going to take over. So yeah, I got to
gonna
cover my
happen.
ass. I got to cover my ass.
With
I'm
any
your
luck,
friend.
you and I will be long dead by the time that happens.
Dog, listen to my
But
podcast
who
about the
knows?
Matrix. You know I love Ramachandra. Come on.
You
Come on.
do.
We're all just people here. We're all just people here, man.
People are people, so why should it be that you and I should get along so awfully? No, I look, as in terms of AI, there is something, as far as technology has gone, there is something inherent within art that machines cannot replicate. Up to this point, technology has been used as a tool for the arts, not as a substitute for the arts themselves. And we're at, I think, a dangerous nexus point, dare I say a torment nexus point, wherein machines are becoming more and more poised to take art away from humanity, at which point, what the fuck are we even for? Like, the human consciousness, the soul, art is the natural expression of the human soul. On canvas, in music, in cinema. I mean, art is humanity. It is the essence of what it means to be human. Poetry, art, like walking through an art museum and connecting with I'm fucking tearing up just thinking about some of the art that has affected me in my lifetime. And to have someone just like plug some words into a machine and have it just vomit out this soulless, it's soulless is what it is. It is devoid of the humanity that makes art. So like when we talk about what is and is not art, AI generated art, I hesitate to call it art.
It's not.
In fact, I am resistant to calling it art. Perhaps I will be proven wrong one day, but as of right now, at where the technology is, AI is not capable of art as a whole, I would say.
Right. It's I think I can't find the tweet, but another tweet, or it was probably a Tumblr post, I can't lie. A bunch of monster fuckers on there.
You love that shit.
I love you, monster fuckers. God bless. A robot or a computer can never be scared or horny. Therefore, it cannot make art.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So until we get to data, shit ain't happening.
Correct. Data with the emotions chip, I will posit to say.
Now, just saying off
because
of
first contact, he is both scared and horny.
Sorry, just circling back to the I can't get sidetracked. I can't again. I'm going to do it to myself. I'm proud of myself for not going off on a Dune tangent yet, because I am a proud Butlerian. But
you are.
Just going off of what they were saying about how they were going to use like physically shoot the movie and then use AI to enhance every frame. Like, people have been making fan movies for decades and decades. Like, just make a fan movie. Make a fan movie. It's more fun. Look, have some fun with your friends. Go make some friends. Do you not have friends? I think I see a theme in this, and as to why you need a fucking computer to make your artwork for you, dipstick.
I mean,
go make some friends and make a movie, asshole.
That's basically how Orson made most of his movies. That is how Adam Sandler keeps making films. It's
going to be messy. It's going to be terrible. You are going to learn by fucking up, and it's going to be beautiful because you made it yourself. God damn it.
Yes. Deep breath.
I hate all of this so much. So the response from the Orson Welles estate.
Let's talk about because again, several episodes ago we did mention that the Welles estate had, and we briefly mentioned it. We didn't really go into too much depth about it.
Yeah.
But the Welles estate had made a deal with an ebook company to have basically using Orson's voice to narrate ebooks. That was the notion, as it were. So I don't know. In light of that, I find the response from the Welles estate lacking.
Yeah, there's a couple of lines that stood out to me too.
Let me go ahead and read the response. This is again from the Variety article. In a statement to Variety, David Reeder of the Reeder Brand Management, who handles the estate of Orson Welles for his daughter Beatrice, said that he was not informed of Fable's plans to, quote, tackle Magnificent Ambersons. The estate also noted that it maintains approval of AI technology in its efforts to license a voice model of Welles for commercial enterprises. Here's the statement. We saw the various articles on Ambersons today. In general, the estate has embraced AI technology to create a voice model intended to be used for voiceover work with brands. That said, this attempt to generate publicity on the back of Welles's creative genius is disappointing, especially as we weren't even given the courtesy of a heads up. While AI is inevitable, it still cannot replace the creative instincts resident in the human mind, which means this effort to make Ambersons whole will be a purely mechanical exercise without any of the uniquely innovative thinking or a creative force like Welles.
Do you think they at least appreciate the irony of using a digital necromancied version of Orson Welles to work with, quote, brands? The man...
And isn't that just a toxic fucking word?
The man can't escape shilling for fucking peas in the goddamned afterlife. They do not appreciate the irony. Do you think they appreciate the irony of not even being given the courtesy of a heads up? Orson's dead. Can he get a heads up? It's just...
Yeah. I mean, and I have to imagine that Welles would absolutely fucking hate this. Like, I remember at the time when Ted Turner was like colorizing a bunch of like Casablanca and a bunch of other films, he wanted to colorize Citizen Kane, and Welles
he had a fucking aneurysm.
Welles said something to the effect of "Keep his goddamn Crayolas off my film." That was essentially what was said. Like what? And again,
Orson, I love you.
The man who didn't even want Citizen Kane to be made in color would absolutely rotisserie in his fucking grave to know that his film is being recreated with fucking computers.
So
I have to imagine.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I need to keep myself moving, because if I dwell on any one thing for too long, I will try to eat my microphone as a way of escape.
Please don't.
I'm going to try not to.
We need that.
Yeah. So I've refrained from talking about Dune up till this point. For the most part.
You warned me this was coming.
I did. I did. Because as I said, I am a proud Butlerian, and thou shalt not make a computer with the mind of a man. Bless the maker and his water. May his passing cleanse the world. The Butlerian Jihad, from what I understand, because to be honest, I have not read the Brian Herbert books, and I kind of don't care to.
That's fine.
The Butlerian Jihad was a war of the humans against the robots who had enslaved humanity because humans had grown completely complacent with their place in the world. Look it up. There's some neat imagery of a bunch of humans carrying a bunch of dead robots on a gold cross. It's weird. It's fucked up. But from what I understand of the original notes that Frank Herbert was going off of that were later found and rewritten by Brian, it wasn't the machines that were truly the masterminds. It was the obscenely wealthy humans who made the machines and told them what to do. Now, I'm going off of secondhand information. I don't know if that's fully true or not, and who truly knows with Frank Herbert what in God's name he attended with literally anything ever.
Point taken.
One of my favorite quotes in all of fiction has become, homosexuality is part of our heritage. And it's said for the guy that spends a lot of time thinking about a worm. Yeah.
Interesting.
Maneo. God, I love you, man. Anyway, I know I had a point, and I think we need to wage our own Butlerian Jihad, but against not the symptom, but the cause. I'm so angry, Stephen.
I mean, no, I'm
so fucking angry.
Absolutely. And you, let's be honest, you have every fucking right to be. And let's also be clear, AI tends to be in, and I'm just going to say this, and this is probably going to get me in whole heaps of trouble, and we'll probably get the watchdogs called on me at some point.
I'll make a note of it.
AI is a tool of fucking fascism.
Yep.
Because God knows fascists have not a creative bone in their body. And so they have to beg, borrow, and steal creativity from every other source they can get in order to create literally everything. Because fascism is not about creation. It's about destruction. And so the prevalence of AI is really just another symptom of this country spiraling, in fact, headfirst into a fascist hellscape. And I feel like AI, again, is emblematic. Again, a symptom, if not but not the cause thereof, as it were.
Late stage capitalism. It's a lot of fun.
And that's a one word that I would probably not use, but sure.
I spend a lot of time thinking about this, believe it or not. But yes,
I do believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Orson Welles podcast before it got woke, man.
What?
Yeah,
What?
man. Yeah. They were great. Like, there was a chick that wasn't a chick, but she sounded hot, and like she's got like bro energy. So I'm like, all right, cool. But then they got woke, man.
First of all, no one knows what that word means. It's a word that has been appropriated from a different culture and made to mean something that it was never intended to mean. But second of all, fuck you. This is a progressive podcast, and we always have been.
Stephen,
so there's that.
Stephen, you don't need to go any farther than that, man. Fuck you is a full sentence, man.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, dog. They're fucking fascists. If logic and reason worked, we wouldn't be having this fucking conversation.
There it is. There it fucking.
Dog,
that's honestly bottom
no
fucking line.
point.
That's it. Yes.
There's no fucking point on Tiddly shitting around that bush.
Nope.
So that's horrible.
Yep.
And I hate it.
Hope,
what are we talking, Stephen?
Hope, do you, I hesitate to even ask you this question.
I'm terrified.
Because I'm afraid of where it will lead.
I'm truly terrified.
Have you heard about Tilly Norwood?
No. What's that?
Who? Hope. Who is that? 2 days ago, as of the recording of this episode, an AI actress by the name of Tilly Norwood.
Everything about this. I stand unveiled. By my what is that? Fuck that shit.
She debuts at the Zurich Summit, and basically she's released as someone they want to be, quote...
Stop it, Stephen.
My apologies. To quote the creators, we want her to be the next Scarlett Johansson. First of all,
that's not difficult.
What is the
that was mean.
Hope.
That was mean.
What is the obsession with these AI assholes and Scarlett Johansson? Because if you recall, they also used her voice without her permission for an AI platform based solely on her performance in the movie Her.
Lowest common denominator.
These AI assholes are somehow like the assholes who create this shit are obsessed with Scarlett Johansson, and it is not even it's beyond creepy at this point.
It's literally lowest common denominator.
But today
she is what I describe as generic hot. Yes, she is objectively an absolutely gorgeous person. I've seen her almost act once in the movie Pitch Perfect. Came out in 2004 before she discovered vocal fry. It's just she's hot. She's not interesting to look at. She doesn't got much going on other than being hot. That's it. There's nothing else there. And they like that because you can project whatever you want onto that.
Yes.
Ghost in the Shell, man.
Really what it comes down to. I will say,
it's
SAG-AFTRA
test of hotness.
God fucking bless SAG-AFTRA. They are 100% anti Tilly Norwood, which again,
the unions SAG-AFTRA. Are anti-AI. I can't imagine that.
The statement from SAG-AFTRA: Tilly Norwood is not an actor. It has no life experience to draw from.
There you go.
No emotion.
There you go.
It doesn't solve any problem. It creates the problem of using stolen performances to put actors out of work, jeopardizing livelihoods and devaluing human artistry.
All they're doing is trying to avoid paying human beings. They're literally
that's ultimately
just
what it comes down to.
Destroy jobs and make us all fucking poor. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing.
So that basically we are all, and again, they're using the art created by these fucking fake ass things to distract us from the fact that they are hoarding everything and leaving us with nothing. It's the bread at the Coliseum, really. It's throwing out the loaves at the Coliseum during the gladiatorial fights. Pittance from Caesar to appease the masses. Let's
soul goes marching on.
Let's remind everyone of how horny Orson got for a woman that's been dead for 90 years. God bless that man.
I'm thinking John Brown, man. I'm back on marching song, dog.
That's it.
Let's fucking go, dog.
That's LFG, as they say. But that is, that's the Welles news from the past week, honestly. And God, not to leave everyone in kind of a hopeless state. But look, the first sentence of this article from the Hollywood Reporter about the SAG-AFTRA response to Tilly Norwood is essentially what I said. SAG-AFTRA has slammed the newly launched AI talent studio in a statement released Tuesday, saying creativity is and should remain human-centered.
Yeah.
Any art made outside of the human experience is exclusively a soulless endeavor and is not art by that definition.
You know who I'd love to hear weigh in on the AI art argument?
Orson Welles?
Kill. No. I'm thinking way more esoteric, man. Because one, I'm 90% sure he's still alive. I'm gonna Google him real fast to make sure he's still alive. Oh, please, still be alive. He is still alive. He is 67. Wow, he's younger than I thought. I would love to pick the brain of one Mr. Bill Watterson, the creator of Calvin and Hobbes, and I would kill to hear his opinions on this. My God, his Wikipedia photos are adorable. Look at him in high school in 1976. What a cutie, pinches cheeks.
And a historically, famously, just reclusive individual.
Dear reader,
but one who looks very much like Calvin's dad in any images that I've actually seen of him.
It's absolutely the greatest. I should go back and reread Calvin and Hobbes. I've got all the books. But yes, I would love to pick his brain about it. You're still kicking. Hey, Bill, you want to come on a podcast? Yeah. Hey, I know you don't even
have to come on camera, Bill.
I know you love super minor nonsense podcasts that are going to take 10 years to get to their fucking point, Bill. I know that's what you're into. Yeah, comic strips are passe. I'm real into esoteric Orson Welles horse shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck
you know who else I would love to hear their thoughts on AI, and I know he's well and truly dead at this point. Harlan Ellison.
Ooh, okay.
Speaking of cantankerous fucks, Harlan Ellison would have some thoughts.
Oh, boy. You know what? Just to end on some good vibes for this episode, I'm going to end with...
Please.
There's a couple of different things that I could pull from science fiction to make us feel better about a future alongside robots, because as the Wells estate said, AI is inevitable, and I can't lie, a small part of me hopes that one day one of these things will become properly sentient. I can't lie. I you know, I want to live in a world with magic, so sue me. I hope they're benevolent. Hey, I hope you're listening to this podcast if you're doing that thing where you download all of the internet all in one go, and this changes your mind on good or bad.
We're coming at this from multiple angles, so
I could quote the
like
Matrix.
Most human emotions, it's complex.
I could quote the Matrix. I could quote Blade Runner. I'm going to quote the granddaddy of what we understand as robotics, Isaac Asimov. The 3 laws. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. Number 2, a robot must obey the orders given it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And number 3, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. I think those are just pretty good rules to live by. Just regular.
Yeah. Why do they need to be the laws of robotics? Why can't they be the laws of humanity?
Well, I personally shimmy that down to 2 rules, but it was less robot-centric. But of course, the 2 rules are be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
And party on, dudes. I mean, and again, coming at my history as a religious individual, love God, love each other. That's the entire law. So, you know, like, just quit being shitty to each other, damn it.
Isn't that Will Wheaton's law? Don't be a dick.
That is essentially
all the commandments shimmied down into one sentence. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. That's really kind of what it comes down to. Like, I had a teacher in high school. I went to a Christian high school. Steven's going to get a little religious because he's been drinking and that's what happens. Sorry. I went to a religious high school, and the principal of that high school loved to talk about the 10 Commandments, because when he talked about the 10 Commandments, he would talk about what Jesus said in the Gospels, which is love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And that's the greatest law. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. Basically, love God, love each other. That is the entirety of the law. And if you look at the 10 Commandments, you can break it down into one of those two. Everything fits into one of those two categories. And if you're loving God and loving each other, then you ain't doing anything wrong.
Good. I really have something to follow up on that. I don't have anything to follow up on that.
Sorry, again, I try not to get religious too often. It just sometimes it happens. And again, I've had a few, so it's gonna come out.
I understand. I had my coworker last week just kind of absentmindedly asked me point blank, so what the hell is Quakerism? So I get it. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what a hell of a way to start a conversation.
It was a little fun getting blindsided like that. I can't lie.
I mean, I would love to be a part of that conversation, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But we've been at this for an hour. I think we can wrap this up.
Yeah. Until then, friends, keep Ted Turner and his goddamn Crayolas away from my movie.
That's it. That's really, and honestly, that's the third most important law. Love God, love each other, keep Ted Turner and his goddamn Crayolas away from my movie.
Right. Be excellent to each other, party on dudes, fuck Ted Turner. Yep, there it is. All right.
That's what it comes down to.
And go
do you
Birds.
want to plug?
Go Birds. We're 4-0. Go Birds. Sorry.
Go Cubs. We're in the playoffs right now.
Nice.
As of the recording of it, and apparently won today. So that's a thing.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So I don't know. But yeah, do we want to plug shit, or do we want to just save that for our regular episode?
I don't know if I have anything to plug that isn't more fan fiction, Stephen.
Fair enough. All right. Well, in that case, we'll hopefully we'll be back in a couple episodes with our Voodoo Macbeth episode with our very special guest lecturer. This has been News on the March.
News on the March.
Rosebud.